Connie sweat, sim lucky boot neat, whoop samagit wina book whoop sweat grit, Gitlaxdax Nisga'a Terrace Society. My name's Connie Johnson. I'm from the Wolf clan, from the house of Wienabuch. I am from New Ianch and King Coleth, and I currently live in Terrace. Just over a year and 10 months. My kids, I used to self-harm a lot when I was under the influence, and my kids needed their mom. Like, they need their mama, and my life mattered. It was really tough at first. I did keep my distance from the drugs and alcohol and friends for a while until I was ready to reach out and let people know that I was tired of the lifestyle and I needed to make change, not only for my kids, but for myself. I held on to so much hurt that I was using drugs and alcohol to numb any pain that I felt. I found that it was making everything worse in my life rather than improving any situation that was going on. I suffered with depression and anxiety and a lot of trauma and like a lifetime of hurt, and I did go through a lot of physical and mental abuse, and it ate away at me. And once I faced everything and accepted and let go of the things I went through, life started to get better after I started to forgive not only those around me, but myself for the stuff I put myself through. Because it did take a toll emotionally and physically, and life just got better after I got sober. Today, I do have my moments where I'm not okay, but I allow myself to feel. I don't hold it in anymore, and I don't live in that state of mind where I need to numb it with the drugs and alcohol, that I can express and reach out to friends or family. Having a support system, because it helps to have friends or family or just anybody that you can reach to when you're feeling weak or you just need somebody. You just need that support. Your support system is the main thing to help get you there. Because without the people in my life continuously being there for me, I probably wouldn't have made it as far as I am now. No one can help you unless you want the help for yourself. Everything starts with you, and if you want the change in your life, reach out to the people that you trust. Find what causes you to feed your addiction, whether it's depression, anxiety, or whatever it could be. And there's many ways you can start. You can do counseling, you could do treatment, or you can just reach out to a friend or a family member. For me personally, counseling didn't help me, and I didn't try treatment, but I did reach out to only a handful of people, and they helped me quite a bit. It's all up to you what works for you, what you think would work for you, what you're comfortable with. I got comfortable with opening up about the things that caused me to drink and do drugs. I journaled. I wrote everything out as often as I could when I felt urges or I felt weak and I wasn't okay, I would write. And then once I felt comfortable opening up, I started letting my friends know what was going on in my family and what I wanted, and that I wouldn't have been able to do it unless I had their help and their support. And it does take time and effort, but it all starts with you if you want to make that change. I strongly encourage those who play basketball or any sports that you strongly consider not drinking or doing drugs, whatever it may be. A lot of the substance and the alcohol and stuff, it's not worth it. Before, I used to just kind of lock myself in the room, and like it was hard to cope and deal with it. And eventually I started to just reach out to whoever wanted to listen and just genuinely be there for me, because I did suffer depression really badly and it was hard. And then I did start to work out more. I started to try live healthier, and working out, training, and sports sure helped me deal with a lot of things, because I was staying busy, I was staying active and working, and my kids especially, I was down, they would come in my room or they would come see me and they would just hug me and they would tell me, "I love you, Mom," and it always uplifted me, and because they're my entire world. It was hard. It was so hard, because you just want to sit there, have a drink with your friends or your family. But I kept reminding myself why I was doing this. It's because I grew up around all the grown-ups drinking around me, and I went through a lot, and I kept reminding myself that I didn't want to put my kids through the same thing that I went through, because that's what started how I came to be with how my mind worked, and that I just continuously kept playing it in my head that I want better for my kids, for my family, for my marriage, for myself. And that's how I got through the weekends, special events, anything. And because I had to help fundraise for basketball all the time, we did a lot of dances, and I just had to remind myself that I didn't need the alcohol and drugs to have fun, that I just needed my friends, my family, and a lot of them respected my wishes and they helped make it easier. It's not so bad anymore. I think during the first year it was hard, but now I have zero temptation, like none at all. And I get a sick feeling when I think about it and smell it. And so yeah, going on to almost 2 years, I have no temptation, and it's nice. Yes, I find myself a lot happier and more energy and more time for things, and financially I can do a lot more for my family and myself and do things that I've wanted to do for years. And yeah. I learned a lot from my gran. my late Granny Josephine. She was very culturally oriented, and yeah, I'm very culturally involved with when it comes to tradition and our culture. I've always felt the power in our cultural dancers when they would sing. I get emotional often when I do hear them, and you could just feel the power in our cultural singing and drumming, and it always brought me strength knowing that that's where I come from. Honestly, it's more time with my kids, like just seeing how happy they are when their dad and I have more time for them, and we could do stuff as a family, and it warms my heart that my kids are happy. When they're happy, I'm happy. Yes, it took my husband probably 4 months after I quit. I let him know that it would be nice that if he could join me being sober, because I strongly believed that our kids, all three of our girls, deserved 2 sober parents, and our household has been happier, and the relationship with my husband grew stronger, and our kids, they're just happier with 2 sober parents, and it makes me happy because I'm not doing it alone. Well, it's an ongoing cycle when it comes to addiction and alcohol and everything. And for me, I wanted to break a cycle because you don't want the next generation to feel what we felt and so on. And it's just about breaking a cycle that's been ongoing for years.